Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we're talking about Airbnb bust. No, it's more like Airbnb regulation, which in turn reduces the amount of Airbnbs available. Next stop, the top 26 places that are trying to either regulate or stop Airbnb rentals or short term rentals, STRs. The latest one is Dallas. And oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, you got to position yourself. This is why you have to understand what's going on. You can either get yourself regulated with the license, pay the occupancy tax or whatever rate they want you to pay, or be like in the desert where they say you can only do like 6 rentals a year. There's all kinds of different rules and regulations being implemented. Nothing is uniform across the United States. Every state, every city, every county can change what they want to do. So therefore, you have to make plans. Make sure you stay tuned and welcome. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, thank you so much for being here. And please share the videos because you never know who's going to be out here thinking, hey, I'll just go down here and buy a place. There's a lot of online people saying, I'll go down here and buy a place and then not know that there's new regulations. Or they go and rent a place and then do unlawful subleasing, thinking that that's what they've been told by some guru, and then they find out they can't even do either one of those or both of those together. So these are the things that you need to know if you want to be in the Airbnb business. You have to know what's ahead. If you can buy property that's already approved with their HOA in their HOA rules and regulations, which allows you to do short term rentals, and they have set everything up, then that's where you need to go if you're considering buying. Do not buy just in any old residential neighborhood. Those days are over. But yes, you will have regulations in certain residential neighborhoods. Others, you're going to be banned. We're going to talk about Dallas here shortly. But first, let's talk about us, the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel page. And everybody on podcast, thank you so much for listening as well. And please notice, we have members of the channel. Let me go to the homepage. Members of the channel are shown here. I would love for you to become a member of the channel, not just a subscriber, but a member. And I thank all the members. This is just a few that they now show. But notice the join button over here on the right-hand side. That's how you become a member of the channel. And you receive special messages under this community tab. You also receive 1 or 2 videos per month specifically for you under the community tab. And you can join me on the Wednesday night live streams, and the members with the icons are the only ones that can be in the chat room. Everybody can watch, but on Wednesday night, only members with the icon can be in the chat room. So without further ado, let's talk about the first thing. 26 cities, ladies and gentlemen, where short-term rentals are being impacted. This is from April 2023 from Business Insider. I'll have a link down below so you can read. If you're in any one of these 26 cities, I suggest you really take a hard look before you get into the Airbnb situation. And now it's known as Airbnb bust. As you see here, a lot of people are saying, hey, things have went down, things have changed. That is correct. New rules changes everything. It's not just one location. It's 20, it's 30, it's 50, it's 100. Pandemic sparked boom. Yes, it did. Airbnb bust fears. Some experts say regulation may be key to stopping boom and bust cycles. Well, I don't know about that. It all depends on how many tourists or how many guests or how many people are coming to your city. That does matter. Now, I'm not going to get into any of the numbers or anything like that, but we'll start with certain numbers. In 2021, Airbnb reported an 85% increase in average earnings for hosts. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It was incredible. 20 to 30%. You can just add 30% to your price. People were paying it. All right. Same happened in 2022. Add another 30% on top of that from the previous year. They're going to pay it. So record listings, record profits were available. By 2022, there was an industry record 1.4 million listings available nationwide. There's only 50 states, ladies and gentlemen. According to the analytics AIRBNB, Airbnb had its first ever profitable year that year, taking in 1.9 billion. It took them a long time. It took them 10 years to get profitable. That's incredible. Now, here's some of the 26. We're going to skip this. Alamosa, Colorado. All right. Again, national parks near there. Aspen, Colorado, in the mountains, ski resort. Beautiful there. That's Atlanta, Georgia, a growing city where a lot of people are visiting and traveling to. And now you have a whole bunch of homes that were older. And so people could buy them, fix them up, and then put them on Airbnb. So it was a bargain. And then they changed their rules in 2021. You need a permit, you have to pay tax. And again, there are rules. Simple as that. All of these. Burlington, Vermont, another nice city. But once again, they said we got to change the rules up a little bit. Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm not going to go through all 6. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Dallas, Texas, who we're going to actually focus on because just about a week ago, they changed their rules with regard to Airbnb. And this is a little bit different than most places. They're not saying we're just going to regulate all Airbnbs, just come down here, sign up, regulate. No, no, no. They're saying you can only do Airbnb in this section of town. So that eliminates a lot of people that's going to be able to do Airbnb in the Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth area. Here's Dauphin Island, Alabama. All right, you guys can check this out yourself. Dillon, Colorado. Check them out yourself. Frisco, Colorado. Are you seeing a theme here? Lexington, Kentucky. These are a lot of places. Marco Island, which is off the southwest coast of Florida. Very beautiful down there. Memphis, Tennessee even. Montreal, which is interesting. Montreal's not in the United States, but okay. They included Montreal. I'm thinking Canada. New York City, they've always had regulations or started them a long time, 4 or 5 years back. So again, they're trying that reduces the available Airbnbs. So let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, look at this. Dallas decides the fate of STRs on Wednesday. So this was June 13th, and then June 14th, the fate has been decided. But I'm going to leave these articles so you can understand exactly what they're talking about and what they were thinking about before, because you may be in a city thinking, oh, we're all good, but you don't know in the background that you have council members, you have mayors, you have people saying, hey, we have police saying, hey, we had a party over here or party over in this section of town because this is where all these big homes are, and then we had some shooting and all that. That's been going on. We just didn't report it to you guys because it was just a home in a residential neighborhood. So you didn't know that it was because of their partying over there, or they brought other people over there that weren't even a party to the Airbnb that was staying there. They brought over 10 friends. Somebody got in an argument. So there's several things that have occurred. And then you find out there's a lot of things that happen. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. People are having parties in a residential neighborhood. Nightclubs are not allowed in a residential neighborhood. Otherwise, they would be there, right? So these are some of the things that had occurred. So I'll have a link down below to that. And then, of course, you have to go the news, right? This is the bad news right here. Dallas proposal would eliminate 95% of Airbnb, VRBO type rentals in the city, staff says. And there's a reason that they're saying this, because again, they are saying they're going to eliminate in the residential area, and only you're going to be allowed if you're near the commercial area that does allow it, or if your neighborhood isn't so dense with residential neighborhood population, they're going to sit there and say, it's okay, you can be over in this area. So it hasn't been a total termination, but they are moving it to where they can control it. They're not going to allow you to be in a residential neighborhood. If you're by the hotels or half a mile away or in that vicinity, they're going to allow you. But trying to be in a residential neighborhood, that appears to be what Dallas is going to try to stop. All right. The city of Dallas is weeks away from the decision that could eliminate short-term rentals. So again, this is before it happens. Now, here's when it does happen. I believe this is the one. Oh, it looks like I have the Dallas Morning News. Dallas approves new rules banning short-term rentals in single-family neighborhoods. So it's pretty clear. Just like you can't put a commercial business in a residential zone, that's what they did. So that's what this means here. I'll have a link down below. So this is from the Dallas Morning News. Approved new rules Wednesday that restrict where short-term rentals can operate and make it mandatory that properties be licensed to allow guests to stay. There you go. And the council voted 12-3. So this wasn't even close. And you knew that was probably going to happen. Because ultimately, who do you think they're going to protect? Airbnbs take away from hotels. Hotels have a higher tax rate normally than you would ever have an individual or that Airbnb is going to pay. So that's why they're changing it into you're going to pay the same taxes that a hotel pays. You're not going to be able to get around it. So that's how it's going to go. The regulations have been reviewed by the council committee, and it looks like June 2025. Thomas and Mayor Eric Johnson were absent when the vote was taken, which is very interesting there. Now, 13.0 to change city code to make it mandatory for properties to annually register with the city, pay related fees and taxes, adhere to occupancy and noise limits, similar to in Las Vegas. If you're in a residential area, there are certain rules that you have to have. Like after 10 p.m. or 11 p.m., it's a zero noise tolerance policy in certain areas of the city if you want to have an Airbnb. So now you have a nice place that has 5 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms. 10 people come. These guys decide there's a pool in the backyard, jacuzzi, game room. They're like, oh, let's have a party over here. Call up our friends or friends of out of town. They fly in. You have 20 people there. You have a party. No, that's not going to work for you. You're going to be 1 strike, 2 strikes, you're out situation, revoked. And now you have to make another decision. So you don't want to be in that situation. And that is one of the biggest problems, is that people have been taking advantage of trying to turn their Airbnb into something else other than to sleep there and be nice neighbors, so to speak. So once again, that's what's going on here. I'll leave a link down below in the description for the Dallas Morning News, as I mentioned earlier, so you can check this out yourself, especially if you do not understand, somebody's still talking you into starting your short-term rental business. You have to understand, we talk about it here, all right, on the SSN Nation. But the other thing is, we talk about it where it's approved already. The city has already approved Airbnb and short rentals, or VRBO and short rentals, or Booking.com and short rentals. So therefore, we don't have to worry about the banning all of a sudden after you have either A, acquired a property, or B, made some decision or arrangement with the owner of a property to manage it for him for short-term rentals, or C, you decided you live in the neighborhood and you put a house in your backyard, a tiny home in your backyard, and you plan on renting it. Again, if it's based on Dallas, they are cutting out residential neighborhoods for VRBOs. Now, there's going to be some exceptions, I'm pretty sure, but that takes out of circulation thousands of short-term rentals, which now means those that do qualify have another advantage. Once again, because now there's less inventory through Airbnb or VRBO or Booking.com or wherever. That means rates should go back up. Occupancy rates should go back up with Airbnb. Let me know from any Airbnb persons that are host please let me know what's been happening over the last year for you. I, for one, have seen a significant reduction in rentals across the board. All right, that's for one. So let me know how yours has been going. And with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, and it makes it harder when there was seemingly something that ordinary citizens can do, OCs, rent out your space, rent out rooms, short-term rentals. You were rolling. Didn't have to worry about licensing, regulations, taxes. Now you do. And whenever you start doing all of that, that eliminates some people from doing it. And that's just the nature of the beast, because not everybody wants to be in business where you're going to have to keep track, accounting, and all that, and go register and set up some sort of business entity. So therefore, that could eliminate a lot of people. You just can't set up and get rolling any longer. So just keep that in mind. And if you have any questions, you want to leave comments, please leave them down below. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.